This is the time we saw our best friend almost die.
Alright, so my name is Bella Griffin. Follow me on Instagram because I almost died. And yeah, here we go. So basically, earlier today we went to this waterfall and we thought it was really cute. But our friend Juliana got to the house, so we had to walk back to the house and we had to come get her. And so we all decided, let's go to the waterfall. We went back to the waterfall and my friends Taylor and Grace decided that they would come on this time and I had to teach them how to get on. I wasn't going like all the way with them, so I tried to help them come on. When we got to the top, we finally got there and our amazing friend Taylor decided, you know what, I'm just gonna be clumsy today. So she dropped her phone in the waterfall and it was just like, it was sitting there and like the waterfall was like falling, the water was like falling on it. At the moment, I didn't really think about myself. I don't know why, I just kind of forgot that I could have died. So I was like, okay, fuck it. And I threw my phone at my friend Taylor and I said, hold this. I jumped onto the slippery part where her phone was. I slipped. I was literally, there was a rock, it was a big rock, right where I slipped, like, I fell down, and I actually, this is where I slipped. I slipped, like, all over my body. There's, like, mud all over my body. This actually happened about, like, 10 minutes ago. And after that, so I slipped, like, and I was sliding down the waterfall, and I had literally my one finger, I grabbed onto a rock with one of my fingers, and then I used that finger, and my finger hurts really bad. I might need ice. I pulled myself up, back up, and my friend Grace, here, I'll reenact it. So I was up here on the waterfall, and I jumped down, and I slid. I'm not trying to get your carpet dirty. So I slid down and I was like, here. I was holding on to one of the rocks, like with my finger, and I pulled myself up. And all of a sudden, when I fell, I saw my friend Grace. She goes, Bella! And she started bawling her eyes out. She was like literally crying so hard, like literally bawling her eyes out. And my friend Taylor was just like. I looked at my friend Taylor's face and she was like, I grabbed her phone, I pulled myself up, I tried to find like a spot where there was no like water literally freaking dripping down my arm, like I was soaking wet, and so I tried to find a place where there was no water. I stepped on it and I tried to climb up and I gave my friend her phone, and it was honestly kind of a life-changing moment. And that was my perspective.
And this is my perspective. So, in case you haven't known, I'm Taylor. And this is the phone that fell out of my pocket and down the waterfall. So we went to the waterfall, and she was standing on the dry rocks because the ones that were wet were very slippery and they were, like, sloped.
Like
So if she slipped, she would seriously get injured. Everyone else was smart enough. Well, they kind of wanted to come down, but then they decided to go back up because it was getting really steep and they didn't want to get hurt or anything. But me and Grace decided to follow Bella because she's a man of the woods and she knows what she's doing. She was showing me and Grace how to get up onto the dry rocks and to go to where she was standing before. And all of a sudden, I didn't even like feel it. I have a sweatshirt. I was wearing this sweatshirt because it happened like 20 minutes ago. And it's one of those where you just like goes in one end, goes out the other. I'm showing how my pocket works. And my phone was in here. I didn't even feel it. It slipped out of my pocket and it slid down the slippery rocks of the waterfall. I didn't even feel it slide out. I just heard it like banging on the rock. And I looked over and it was moving down the waterfall, and I thought my phone was going to get to the bottom and get washed out by all the water, and it was definitely not going to work again. And I started freaking out. I'm like, I was so surprised and shocked and scared. So I started screaming, my phone, oh my God. All of a sudden, Grace was kind of laughing as my phone slid down the waterfall, because that's just how she is. Well, anyways, so Grace was kind of laughing, and then Bella she handed me my phone. Well, she like threw her phone at me. She's like, hold my phone. I'm going to get your phone. And she jumped off of the dry rocks onto the wet rocks where my phone was, and she slipped. We only saw her slip one time, but she slipped twice. And it was so scary. Grace started screaming and crying when she jumped off of the rocks. We thought that Bella was going to die, and I thought I was going to get grounded for life by coming home with no phone. And all of a sudden, Bella miraculously pulls herself up.
What does that word mean? What the fuck?
Miraculously, it's a miracle.
It's a miracle that you survived.
That she pulled herself up and she was able to get me my phone. So the first thing I did was hug her because, like, in the end, I care about her more than my phone. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. And we were all like crying. We were all so scared. And we were all freezing cold. And then she gave me my phone, and it was a little wet because the water, well, okay, it was very wet because the water was just running over it. And I turned it on, and it worked. And I was like, oh my God, I thought my phone wasn't gonna work. That is my perspective.
And this is my perspective. So it was like, so there's like the waterfall, and then it goes down, and then on the side there's like a bunch of rocks to get up there. And Taylor and I were really scared, but we eventually got up there. And we were standing on like a slanted rock. That's like what's like next to the waterfall, but it's like huge. And as you know, Taylor's phone slipped out, and my first reaction, I was laughing. Like, I'm sorry, it was just so funny because, like, it was just sliding down the rock, and then it just disappeared behind a rock, and it went in the river. And then Bella jumps in the, like, on the rock where it is, and she slips, and I've never screamed like this before, and I screamed. And I started, like,
Grace, get up.
Can I do it?
Yeah, reenact it.
Okay, so I was, like, standing next to Taylor. Bella! In that moment, I thought she died. Like, not even joking. I was like, my parents are gonna kill me if my friend died. It was terrible. Oh my God. I was just, and then I started crying, like, so hard, like the hardest I've ever cried before. And I was just bawling. And then I see Bella with the phone, and she's like, hey, I got it. And Taylor's like, oh my God, Bella, thank you. And Taylor runs to Bella, and I'm like crying and laughing and screaming, and we're all screaming and crying. Me, Taylor, and Bella are just like, Bella and Taylor are hugging. I'm like screaming and crying. I don't even know what's going on. It was funny and scary, and I learned from it. Don't go on waterfalls when it's, first of all, night out. When you don't have a parent with you. Don't bring your phone, and, like, don't bring one of these with your phone in it, and then let it slip. And don't try to get the phone, like, dangerously, because your friend will die. That was my perspective.
This is our perspective. So, you've probably heard the same story 3 times in a row, but we actually have a different perspective.
It's really different, honestly.
We were the girls that, well, first of all, this is my YouTube channel, hi, but we were the girls that didn't really see what happened. So this is what we heard, saw, and what we thought during the experience. So Issa can go first.
So we were just basically, like, we were just on, like, the trail that started to go down into, like, the rocky area. Mm-hmm. We were just standing there because we were like, yeah, let's not go down. Like, we don't want to fall or anything. So we were just kind of standing there, and we were just watching them the whole time. And then, like, we were just, like, talking. And then randomly, I looked over and I saw Bella just, like, hanging off the cliff. I was literally like, what the heck is going on? Like, she's gonna fall. And I don't even think I heard Grace scream.
Yeah. It's like, you saw Bella hanging. Like, did you scream? Like, what did you do?
Yeah, no, I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, me and Issa were like, what are they doing?
And then they came over yelling, and Annalisa was just screaming, is Taylor's phone okay? And Taylor was like, yes! Yeah, Bella was like, I literally almost died, and Annalisa goes, okay, but is Taylor's phone okay?
So, I was with Issa, and we were just walking around. Juliana was somewhere else.
Yeah,
I don't even know where Juliana was. And we were just chilling, talking. We were walking up and down the trail, like, but we were, like, really close, and, like, we could hear them. And I wasn't really paying attention. And then I saw Bella hanging, and I was like, what are they doing? And then all of a sudden, I see Grace go like this. She goes, And she's like kneels down and like screams at the top of her lungs.
Did any of you see my phone?
No. So I heard Grace screaming, and I thought she was just laughing that Bella fell in, because I thought I knew that Bella fell in, but I thought she just like was just on the rocks and then she like slipped. I didn't think it was like a big like deal like how the story is. So I was like, oh, she fell. And I hear Bella scream, Taylor's phone! Bella came up and I see Taylor go, my phone. And I was like, is your phone okay? She was like, yeah, it's working. And I was like, okay. And like I was so confused because all I saw was Bella falling, Grace screaming, and then Taylor's like, my phone. And then I was like so confused. And Bella comes up, she goes, that was a life-changing experience. And I thought that Bella meant that the water was really nice and that we should go in. Because I thought she meant that the water was so nice that it was life-changing. I was like, okay, let's go for a swim then. And that was our perspective.
Hey, girly pops. Alright, so I'm Bella Griffin, the one who almost died, you know? I don't look good without my hood on, so we're gonna put it back on. I'm good now. I didn't die. My leggings are another story. They're definitely dead. Where? Can you check where they're from?
Old Navy.
Old Navy? Yeah. And to be like,
We love
you're so amazing.
This will be the thumbnail.
That was the end of this video. Thanks guys for watching. If you liked it, if you liked the story, leave it a like for Bella's literal life. So that's it for the video. Bye. Everyone kiss.
Bye.
And then bye.